Attention, please. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Well, hello, everybody. It is the Dennis and Andy Show. Do not adjust your screens. That is Dennis here 2 weeks in a row. Let's see how long we can keep it going. We have some companies, construction, stuff like that, have those signs that say 0 days without an accident and stuff. We have a sign that says 0 weeks without Dennis going on vacation. So we're going to see how now it's 1. So next week, hopefully, well, this is 2. So next week, 3.
Gonna get one of those signs and erase it and write it.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we can get to maybe at least 6.
Wow. We had a technical glitch because just a little while ago, we're sitting here and I was getting, my computer was doing an update thing. And then all of a sudden, power went out. I was like, wait, what? And like all the lights, everything went out. My UPS didn't survive it. It kicked off. And power came back on just a little bit longer, a little bit later. My wife's down there yelling because she's in the middle of work meetings. And I'm like, well, nothing I can do, without going out and starting out the generator. Power came back on. I rebooted it. It started continuing. Power went out again. I'm like, oh, my God, no. So, yeah, everything is screwed. My wife's down there yelling. And I'm like, but the internet, we've got fiber and it's on a UPS. So that was good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. So, and then my computer was in the middle of an update and you never stop it in the middle of an update because it screws things up. So anyway, it's been a rough hour and a half here trying to get ready. But as you can tell, I'm here and it works.
It does. I'm amazed. That snowstorm really took it out of your house with the power going out a few days after. I think it's because your lot is partially in South Carolina. So you got that bad juju going on.
It could be. It absolutely could be. That South Carolina side didn't work so well.
No.
But guys, I got something cool when I did get back and I just started getting all the mail and stuff. Let me know if you guys, I know it's early, not a lot of you guys are on yet, but did you guys ever see Spinal Tap, the original movie?
Of course.
This is Spinal Tap. Yeah, look at that. Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer. It's a Rob Reiner film. That was just a classic. Well, Spinal Tap 2 came out, and you need to see the first one, but 2 was even better. It was fantastic. They had some really cool, interesting props in the new one. And I went online and found, yeah, you got it. This is the original Black Album from the original Spinal Tap, because in the movie, they had an offensive, let's say, cover that the publishers wouldn't do it. And that is the running gag. It was this. I got it. So I got the album. It even has the words and stuff from all the original Spinal Tap music with everything on it. This is actually cool. Smell the glove. That's right. But Oz go to 11. So many great things. So I have not even played it. I literally just took the shrink wrap off right beforehand. So when I'm done, I will be popping this on the old turntable and sitting there and listening to Spinal Tap.
You're going to have that long curly cord with the big ass old headphones on as you're rocking. Because your wife downstairs. Huh?
I still have one downstairs hooked up to the keyboard.
That's what I'm saying. You can't blast it without headphones. Your wife's trying to work. Come on, be a little respectful.
She's downstairs in her own office, far, far away. I can play it as loud as I want, but it's not hooked up to like the big stereo system like I used to have it. My old Onkyo stereo system with my Sherwin Vega DX9s. I do not have that thumping bass anymore, which makes me a little sad.
Oh, well, that's just too bad.
I know.
Nobody really cares, though, about the equipment you own.
No, they do. They do. There's a lot of audiophiles out there, especially if they know the 450-watt Sherwin Vega 15-inch with the big thump in it would shake the entire windows. My wife would get pissed at my buddies and I because we'd play like the THX on our Laserdisc, and it would just literally shake the windows, and Susie would come out and yell at us. And my buddy would be like, Captain, we need more power.
You were the guy sitting in the chair getting blown back by the sound.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good old days. Now everything's miniaturized. It's just not as good. I keep threatening to go out and buy those speakers. My wife goes, find a place for them. She is right. It's furniture. I don't have room.
That's right. Well, maybe you could put cushions on them and use them as furniture. There you go.
I could.
You could. Anyhow, we have a guest today. First time guest to the show. Kind of exciting because this is our first time, like a few other guests we had, meeting this artist and talking to him. I just happened to see his work on X and follow him. He follows me. He's got a current campaign. I thought it looked cool. And I was like, let's have this dude on and talk about his work and stuff. So without further ado, Mr. Izik Bell, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks so much for having me on, guys.
You got it, dude. Like I said, your work is I don't know how long I've been following you for, but on X, but whenever you post stuff, I'm like, man, this stuff's really freaking cool.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny because you'd be amazed how much of your art I have and like stored away in reference files. Like, especially for legs. I love the way you draw the musculature in the legs, man. It's
thank you.
Beautiful.
Dennis, you weren't supposed to pay him to say anything nice about me, but I appreciate it.
Well, he does use photo reference, and he uses my legs after a workout as reference. So, that's where it comes from.
I could tell.
Yep.
All right. Well, the way we usually work these is do a little interview first, find out about you, how you got into comics, all that stuff, and then we'll pull up the campaign and let you explain it and go through it. So,
Izik, Andy had sent me the link, and he goes, "Hey, you need to check this out." And I always do. And I was like, "Dude, this is really cool stuff." I said, "I can't wait to actually talk with him." So I'm glad you were able to make it. But one of the first things, you've obviously liked comic books, and do you remember? Did you buy your first comic book? Did somebody give it to you? And do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I remember. Like, actually, my mom worked at this grocery store, and I would always go look at the comics at the magazine rack. And there was a lot of restrictions on what we were allowed to have as kids. Mm-hmm. But I found a Captain America comic that like passed I was allowed to get it. So I remember she said she was going to bring it home from work that night. So yeah, it was a great memory. It was during the Galactic Storm. Operation Galactic Storm.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I still have it. There was like a Crossbones story in the back. Yeah. They saw that and they were like, "No, this is too adult for you," and they cut that part out.
Are you serious? They cut it out?
Yeah, and then I think they like taped it back together. So I still have the comic minus the backstory.
Oh my God. So that is one. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Two, where did you grow up? What part, like, where are you from originally?
I grew up all over California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mostly Northern California and small towns.
Okay. So it's funny that Captain America Galactic Storm, during that story arc, the artist, Rick Levins is the artist. I was friends with him. shared a studio with him for a while. He unfortunately passed away back in 2010 or 11, but I remember he was drawing it at the time. And then the backup, a friend of mine named Larry Alexander drew some of the Captain America's backup stories. I don't know if he did that because I know Larry did. God, I think Mark Bagley might have started off doing some Captain America backups. No, he was already in at that time. Might have been Larry, but yeah, Rick Levins drew that, was drawing that Galactic Storm stuff. So I don't know the exact issue you're talking about, but you know, because it ran across multiple books, but I can remember it. Oh, gnarly manga for $5. Thank you very much. Izik is the dude, so deserving of all his success. Well, thank you for that, and we agree. So that is, dude, that's really freaking cool that you actually picked a book that I actually, you know, know of. And well, actually, I should, knowing, you know, the little talk we had before the show started and stuff from that time period, I probably would have known of the book anyhow. So I should say it's cool that the book you picked, I actually was friends with the guy that did it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So where did it like go from there? Like, were you like hooked, and then were you like, Mom, I need to get more of these, or what?
Yeah. So before that, what got me into Marvel and superheroes in the first place was actually the trading cards, Marvel Series 2. So I was in like second grade, I think, and all the kids had them, and we would trade them around. And so I fell in love with the idea of the shared universe and the whole history of continuity of all these characters interacting with each other. And so that's what really got me into it. And with comics, it was kind of like I would take what I could get, what I was allowed to have, because my favorite characters, I was always into like the more like monstrous characters. I loved Venom, and I think like Sasquatch and Beast.
Oh yeah.
From the cards were like the characters I gravitated towards, but I wasn't allowed to have Venom. So a lot of the stuff was like, I know, like Marvel Classic Tales with like Spider-Man and stuff. I'd get a lot of those, and but I would take what I could get because I was hooked on comics.
So once you, I guess, I assume you got to a point where you could, you know, teenager, you know, 15, 16, you could buy them yourself. Were there still limitations on what you could bring home? Were you hiding stuff? Like, no, this is good. It's fine. It's Archie. And inside's Venom, like, you know.
Oh, yeah. I had my secret stash for a long time where I had like Wizard magazine, and I was really into the X-Men, and loved Venom. But then, yeah, as when I got into my like teenage years, I got really into Image and all the like independent stuff that was coming out back then. So, and that's what really inspired me, you know, all of these artists that were just doing their own thing, making their own comics. So I remember there's this like random Walmart in Reno, and they had all these bagged comics where it was like like 4 comics in a bag. It was all the like early Image stuff. So it was like Wildcats 1 through 4 in a bag, and they had Youngblood and Cyberforce and all of that stuff. And it was really cheap because it was just after the boom when things were starting to really like come down. So I was just like really immersed in all these new worlds, and you know, exposed to all these new characters and stuff. And I think that's what really was the beginning of, well, not the beginning. I was still, even before that, I was wanting to make my own characters and stuff, but that definitely like supercharged the whole thing.
So what artists like really, you know, once you started getting into it, because you like that issue of Captain America and stuff, but what were the artists that really inspired you? And did you, after high school, I'll assume, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming you graduated high school. I could be wrong. Dennis, not so much, but
Yeah, I just skipped over high school.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the way to do it, man. I wish I had gone that route. No, I graduated high school, and so I wanted to get into comics, but I just definitely wasn't there skill wise.
right.
And I was just kind of squirrely and irresponsible and had like zero self-discipline. So I started art school, but I really didn't go to class, and I ended up dropping out like a loser. And so I ended up joining the military just because I
Okay.
was like, what am I going to do right now? I'm not a famous superstar artist like I assumed I was going to be, So I joined the Navy, and spent the next 4 years not being able to work on it as much as I'd like to. But
So you did well, thank you for your service. You did 4 years in and then opted out after that?
yeah.
Did you serve aboard ships, go TDY, all that stuff?
Yeah, I was on an aircraft carrier. So
Oh, no shit.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So what was your job?
I was like chalking and chaining the aircraft when they were landing. I was up on the flight deck, so we'd tie down the birds, and then when flight ops was over, they'd bring tractors out and reorganize where everything was. And
Wow, was that like stressful or what? Like, I'm sure after you did it for a while, but right in the beginning, you're like, because you got to run out there, and I assume, and like you said, get them down and what it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for sure. It's a lot of work, and like boot camp. I remember boot camp. I was just like, "What did I get myself into, man? This is terrible. I hate my life now."
Oh, but, no shit, really? So you didn't have that, like when you're in boot camp. Is there a point? My brother-in-law was in the Navy, and he did the full 20, and then retired when he was like 38. And this is like over 20 years ago when he retired. Did you ever, like when you're in boot camp, how do you say if you wanted to try out to be a SEAL? Is there like a certain point in boot camp they're like, okay, do any of you guys want to try to be SEALs, or like how's that work? Do you know?
I think that when you're like beforehand, that's what you would be going for. So you would you would go through boot camp,
right?
And then like your A school, because there's training after boot camp that you go to before you go out to the fleet. So I think after boot camp, you would probably go to their specialized training.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So after boot camp, I know we're supposed to talk about comics, but from a guy that went to high school, art school, and then working, this stuff kind of fascinates me. After boot camp, because you said, then you could go off or whatever. Did you have like a choice of what you want to do, like go onto a carrier, or you know what I mean? Or was it pretty much like, this is what you're doing, pal?
Yeah, I mean, they do ask you, like you name the 3 places that you would most want to be stationed at. Because at this point, like before you enlist, your job is pretty much set. Like they know what you're going in as. Oh, okay. So I knew what my job was going to be, but it was kind of like name the 3 places you would most want to go. And then like the place they sent me was none of them. So I guess.
You're thinking, I'll get one of the 3 at least. And they're like, wrong.
Yeah.
It's funny. Everybody I talk to that military, they never get any of the places they ask for. My brother-in-law was in the Navy, and it was funny. I think he was stationed on, I think all 3 ships. They retired them all. So they wound up mothballing every ship. So it was like, oh, he's on that one. It'll be in service for 1 more year.
Yeah, they mothballed my ship. I was on the JFK, the aircraft carrier.
Oh,
yep. So what was your longest deployment out to sea?
I think they were like 8-month deployments, something like that.
And how many guys are on that ship, roughly?
I have no clue. Like, I would have to look up. It's a lot. It's like a small town.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the newer ones are around 4,500, so I'm not sure what the JFK would be.
Probably similar. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, at least it wasn't a submarine.
Seriously.
Did you have a choice of that or no?
For the well, I was undesignated airman going in, so it was like I was pretty much going to be somewhere with aircraft.
Okay.
Nice. So you're in the Navy, you wind up getting out, and how'd you get into the comic book side?
Okay, I got one last question. It's very vital about the Navy. It's very vital. I'm telling you. As soon as you hear it, you'll go.
Did sing about it, yes.
As soon as you hear it, you'll go. That is vital, Andy. I'm glad you asked. At this time in the military, in boot camp, were your drill instructors allowed to cuss?
Oh yeah.
Oh well, I honestly I heard that like because I don't know what year this is, but I heard like more modern age they can't even cuss at you anymore. Maybe that's a rumor. I don't know.
Before all of that.
Okay.
Because this was back in the like early 2000s. So yeah, they just yell at you all the time, and yeah, lots of cussing.
Do you have a nickname? Did they give you a nickname?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember a nickname. I've never been the guy who gets nicknames. So
nice. Okay, so you get out of the Navy 4 years later, and then what happens?
So I get out, and then I was just like, I was kind of like, I just fell back in love with comics and everything, like immediately. I was just like, man, I have freedom now. At the time, Stephen Platt had just put out this Nomen Workshop tutorial DVD, how to draw comics. And it was like one of my favorite artists. And so I got that and just started really trying to improve. And my work was really terrible at that time. It really was. And but I learned a ton from that, and I just kind of started on this path to try and make my own comics. So, and it took forever to get there.
Well, I mean, so, just spitballing the math, 4 years getting out. We're looking at, basically what, 20 years later now, you'd say? 18, 20 years later since you got out and stuff?
Yeah, close to that. Yeah, because I think I was like mid-20s. So I think probably around early 30s is when I started being able to actually make meager living off of my art. Just doing commissions online and selling originals and that kind of thing. And then started doing conventions after that. And that was a huge thing because it got me into just drawing every day and having my entire focus be on drawing.
Right. So. That's cool. And then what artists at that point were you like really inspired by, would you say? Or who inspired you now? Like, because your stuff definitely has a distinctive look to it,
Yeah. Well, definitely Mark Silvestri is a big one for me.
Yeah.
Like I look at his stuff and it's like some kind of wizardry. I don't understand how he does any of it, but it gets me pretty excited. Like I still like there was that early Image thing where people were just like going crazy with being very stylized, taking extra time and care with the detail and all of that stuff. So to this day, that's kind of what gets me excited. So I know Del Keown is another one. Always been a huge Keown fan. So yeah, and I mean, I always see. I also get inspired by like random people on Instagram and stuff. Anything that's, there's a lot of stuff like that in that realm that's coming out these days. But
I mean, it definitely, I think you definitely came up in a good time because, if you want to learn how to do something, like you said, Stephen Platt had that workshop, that stuff like that wasn't available when I came up. YouTube. I mean, heck, last night I went down this rabbit hole and it's funny because as much as I use YouTube and stuff, I still forget just like I'm looking at these specific brand of acrylic paint markers, right? And I'm like, I don't want to really spend the money on them until I really want to know how they work and how they look and blah, blah, blah. And then it just dawned on me, search YouTube. So, I go to YouTube, pop in the brand, all these videos come up of people like testing them and using them and stuff. And I'm like, there you go, I'm sold. And I think that, $5, Luis Jesus, 8,500. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
But if you leave a comment, we'll read your comment.
Yeah. You can leave a comment now and we'll just read it because you paid $5. So like, I find YouTube such a valuable resource just for, we were talking before the stream and we'll get into your work process, but you said you pencil traditionally, but then you scan it and ink everything in Procreate and just stuff like that. I do a little bit of stuff in Procreate. I'm sure you know way more about it than I do, but once again, just go to YouTube, type in something, boom, there it is. Yeah. I guess the thing is, I'm so used to when I grew up having to like go to the library and look at how-to books and stuff. And I still love how to draw books, how to paint, how to draw, whatever. I've got a bunch of them, but man, who needs them? You just find it all on YouTube.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that's another one is David Finch. Like his.
Oh yeah.
That's a big, I love watching his stuff. And he started doing those tutorials with Gnomon Workshop also.
Yep. So. Those I have. So
yeah,
I didn't know about Platt's, but I knew I found out about Finch's and got those.
I think Platt was supposed to do a whole series and I don't know what happened, but then Finch came in and he's just been a monster ever since, all the tutorials.
That's cool. Well, plus his YouTube channel. I mean,
yeah, free YouTube stuff and it's all amazing.
Yeah. I liked it when he had other artists on. He had a few guys on that painted and he would paint along with them. And I think it's funny listening to David because he's a great painter. I mean, I look at his acrylic paintings and I'm just like, good Lord, that is so nice.
Yeah.
But then he has these other guys on. He's just like, yeah, I'm just, trying to do better. But I'm just like, yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. So
yeah, he's very self-depreciating.
Yeah. But let's talk about the campaign, MetalShade Void War. So is this, I've looked at it, like I said, because I saw your stuff online, looked at it and then reached out about having you on to talk about it. Are you are you the writer and everything, or are you collaborating with somebody? What's the deal?
I'm actually collaborating with my wife. So,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So that image you see on the thumbnail there, that's her work right there. So,
what? She's an artist too?
Yeah, she's an illustrator with and her degree is in graphic design. So she set up the campaign and she's like the backbone of everything.
Now I got to ask, how did you two meet?
We met at a comic convention, Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle.
Nice.
That's awesome. I haven't been out to that one in so long, but that's a great show. Dude, that is freaking cool. So when you were out there, were you set up in like Artist Alley and she was too, or?
She was set up. I was trying to, I still kind of sucked and I was trying to figure stuff out. She's been selling her art since she was like a teenager. So.
Oh, wow.
Drives me crazy.
So, okay. So you guys, did she write most of it or did you guys like 50-50 come up with the story?
So I'm writing it and doing the pencils and inks, and she's coloring, and she just started doing the lettering and stuff too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she does variant covers. So,
is she doing stuff in? Because you said you're using Procreate for the inking. Is she using that as well, or does she use standard Photoshop and stuff for coloring?
She's all over the place. Yeah, she. I think she was mostly using Photoshop, but she's kind of started to get more into Procreate, and she's starting to use Clip.
Oh, Clip Studio, yeah.
Clip Studio.
Yeah.
So she does a lot of traditional stuff too.
Man, I kind of feel bad because if I would have known that, I would have been like, well, we should just have you both on.
Yeah, she's a lot more interesting than me. I mean, you got the short end of the stick here.
Nice.
Hey, if I could have,
asking if you're from the Vegas area.
I'm not. I used to live. I have a bunch of family in Reno. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. So I used to go out to Reno a lot.
All right, well, we're putting you on the spot since you're the one here. What's MetalShade about? Give us the scoop.
All right, so in this world I've made for MetalShade, there are these high-tech sorcerers called shades, and they have the ability to channel the dark energies of the void into different power sets. So the void itself is it's like this parallel dimension, and it's full of power. So it's like an energy source, but it's also inhabited by like all these dark gods and deiforms and different types of entities. And MetalShade itself is a strike force made up of these shades that came together to protect the mortal realm from these the like entities of the void. So since their source of power is the void itself, they're also kind of like outcasts in this world and basically just tolerated, because of their usefulness, basically.
Right.
So
let's play the trailer. Did she put the trailer together? I'm assuming.
No, I made the trailer. It's really dorky, but yeah.
Well, hey everybody, thanks so much for checking out our new Kickstarter. I'm going to give you the rundown of exactly what's available from this campaign.
You can hear it?
And then I'll give you a synopsis and tell you what our story is about. Void War is the first story arc in our MetalShade comic book series. Issues 0 through 2 are already in print, and issue 3 is being funded through this very campaign, as well as a trade collection containing all 4 issues. Issue 3 concludes the first story arc, and we have a ton of variant covers available for this issue, all hand-drawn by myself and MetalShade co-creator Alexa Lowe. Issues 0 through 2 were funded on Kickstarter, and those campaigns did well enough for us to print a good amount of extra copies in preparation for this very campaign. We have first editions in print, and these issues will never be reprinted because, in my opinion, being rare and limited is what makes comics so collectible in the first place. The trade collection is one big book binding all 4 issues, comprising one complete story. It also has a bunch of added pages, new lettering, and a final edit on the script, making it the definitive way to experience the Void War storyline. Note that all pledge tiers from reward 4 and above come with a digital copy of the Void War trade. So even if you're just picking up some issue 3 variants, you'll be able to read the full story in digital format. And if I haven't mentioned it, this entire series was created, written, and illustrated by me and my co-conspirator, Alexa Lowe. Welcome to Necronis Prime, a dystopian world dominated by corporate spellcraft and high-tech sorcerers called Shades. Corrupt executive Thaddeus Namron begins a campaign to reawaken the dark gods of the Void, plunging the world into chaos and igniting the Void War. Only the Shades, with their ability to channel the dark energies of the Void into a variety of uncanny power sets, could stand in his way, but they've been languishing in exile for 1,000 years. Corporate powerhouse Erin Thorne extends her tendrils of influence, rallying the forgotten Shades to her side through subterfuge and manipulation. The ragtag cadre of Shades who gather are all that stand between Necronis Prime and annihilation. They are the occult strike force, MetalShade, and their struggle is eternal, not only against the omnipotent void gods that terrorize their world, but with the darkness that lies within themselves.
That's some good looking stuff, dude. I can't believe, like, how long ago are you doing these back to back? Because This is the first one I've seen, and it's number 4, correct?
Technically the 4th, right?
4th,
technically the 4th issue. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you've done 3 previous campaigns?
Yeah. And I've done 2 spin-off issues, actually.
Oh my God.
So this will be the 6th comic, right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this will be the 6th comic that I'm putting out. So,
okay.
But it's taken forever. The first issue came out in 2020. So
okay.
I'm pretty
well,
slow.
How many pages are they?
They're 34 pages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're doing everything. So to me, that I know that seems like a long time, but when you're doing everything, I don't know. That doesn't seem that bad. 6 and 5, and it's still basically 5 years. So
yeah, that's cool. By the way, I do give props to all creators. I saw you had your shuriken sitting there on there, because every good creator should have their shuriken and knife sitting right by their desk that they work at. So I just did a silent chuckle right there, because mine's always next to me.
yeah. All right. So first, Randy Howell sent me a $5 coffee on my coffee page, and he said, "Hi, Andy. Just backed MetalShade Void War by Izik Bell and Alexa Lowe. Looks bitchin'."
Nice.
And then $5 here from Radio Story Snow. Izik and Alexa are an amazing team. MetalShade is awesome. I recommend it. 2 artists out there who inspire me to keep improving. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And Randy, thank you as well. So there you go.
Cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Let's scroll down this sucker and
yep, we need 3
can look at the
actors for the official DNA bump.
That's right. And I gotta tell you, I think, like I said, I think the artwork is just great. It looks like you have a little manga influence too. Do you or no?
Yeah.
That was my interpretation.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, my wife Alexa, that's kind of her base,
Right.
So she's definitely influenced me as far as that goes.
Now, what is your do you have favorite manga stuff you like to read, or artists, I should say? Or
I think the manga series that has had the biggest impact on me was Berserk.
Okay.
So just incredible. The storytelling in that is just beyond, most of the stuff that I've read. But there's a bunch. I love Chainsaw Man, Blam or Blame or whatever. There's a ton that I've gotten into.
That's cool. That's very cool.
It is.
Yeah, I like Berserk. I read the first Berserk from a recommendation from
Irene
Strakowski, and I did like it, but it didn't grab me enough. Back in the 90s, I wish I could remember the artist's name or the creator's name, but back in the 90s, a book was coming out called Bastard.
Oh yeah.
And so you've heard of that one?
I have, yeah.
I bought it just because of the art, and I had to special order it at the store, and they only got the actual Japanese editions, so I couldn't read it anyhow.
You don't have any loyalty. The fuck?
So, Dennis, what was that?
I don't know. My thing just started going off, and it's on silent, which is even more strange.
Nobody wants to hear about your thing, Dennis.
Getting spicy.
That is disgusting. Gross. All right, let's go. Let's take us through the tiers, and just tell us what you want.
Okay. So yeah, having a hard time seeing that. I'm gonna bring this up on my iPad so I can do a little better job.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so for this campaign, since we do have we have 3 issues in print now. So this is the 4th issue, and it concludes the first story arc. So we have the trade, 120 plus pages, collecting everything, and that's the one for one thing, I've been figuring this stuff out as I go. So especially with like the writing and the concept and all the story, I think I kind of started off with a bunch of character designs that I thought were cool. But at this point, I actually know everyone's backstory. I have, the plot really nailed down and stuff. So I ended up re-scripting everything for the trade. So we have that.
Wow.
Issue 3 is the brand new one. So we have that and all its variants available. There's a compendium available, and that one has 13 pages of story in it. Some origin stories about the characters, and then it's going to have a bunch of character bios, and it's kind of like a guidebook to the series, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and then there's a synopsis for the story and everything. We put in a little bit about the different characters on the team, about their powers, and a little bit about their backstories. I'm gonna want to jam too much text in there, but and we've got some preview pages down there. And my wife Alexa is working on lettering everything right now, so we're gonna put out we have a couple lettered pages up, but we're gonna put out a nice thick preview.
Cool.
Sometime before the campaign is over, hopefully, so people can read a little more of it. But you can tell probably me and my wife did all the covers and stuff for this one, so all the art you see, it's either me or her.
Okay.
And then she's doing the colors on my stuff. Although for the new issue, we have artist by the name of Wes Hartman came in to do the colors for this final issue, just due to time constraints. But he's badass.
Yeah, I've heard his name before. So
yeah,
he's familiar. I also see the name Chuck Gibson. I know Chuck.
Yeah, so Chuck, he did the inks on the main cover. So he just hit me up and he was like, I want to ink some of your pencils, send something over. I was like, dude, here's the main cover. Like, you want?
So did he do traditional inks or digital?
He did digital, I do believe. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab this $5 super chat from Chauncey Blakely. Isaac and Alexa are a killer team. Energetic artwork, fantastic character designs, and unique storytelling. Thank you very much. Thanks, and man. I agree. Like I said, whenever I look at a campaign, I've said it before, I always look at the art. I scroll before I look at the video or read or anything. I'm like, well, the art's got to grab me. And if it does, then I go back and take my time and look through stuff. So
Genuine Comics is asking, and hello, Genuine, why is MetalShade called MetalShade?
Well, shade is referring to the characters, the shades themselves. And the metal part is like they're referring to the fact that they're like a weaponized strike force. So, but the real reason they're called MetalShade is I came up with this idea when I was like 16, and I was like, trying to come up with a name and just mashing cool words together. And I came up with MetalShade, and I was like, that sounds cool.
There you go.
And
I stuck with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Yeah, and I'm kind of like Andy. I'm more about story, but I still go through and look at the artwork just to see if it's something that's going to grab me. And if I do, then I really want to know more, especially if it looks like a really cool world. I'm all about world building. And, this just looks really cool on so many different levels. So very interested to see the world that you and your wife have developed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That, like, the way I feel about it with comics, it's like, it's the art that grabs me and pulls me in, but it's the story that keeps me there,
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think that's how it should be. So,
yeah,
it's a visual medium. I mean, look, you go to a comic shop, at least back even when I was a kid, before I was, working and stuff in, middle school, whatever it was, first thing you do, does the cover grab you? That's what made me pick up my first comic. Then I opened it up and just looked at it and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then, get home and read it. And you just hope the story is just as good to make you keep going. And it's funny. My first book was a Captain America as well.
Oh, wow.
And it was issue 275. And yeah, the cover grabbed me, the interior art grabbed me, and I just kept going. And that's it, with a novel, you just got to read the back of it and go, well, let's read the back synopsis of the book and see if it's cool. Okay. And there you go. But I like visual medium. So
stretch goals. You've already unlocked the holographic MetalShade logo sticker. You've already unlocked the double-sided print, which looks really cool. You've also unlocked the magnet, and we are now currently working on the double-sided bookmark.
We're getting there.
We are getting there, getting close.
Yeah.
We're going to do, this is a bit of a stretch. I don't know if we'll make it there, but at 50,000, we would do a cover upgrade on everything, on the new issue 3 as well as on the trade. So
nice.
Kind of looking at logistics of like what we would do, what kind of enhancement and how to make that work.
Right.
The ways off though.
Yeah, well, got to keep pushing it. I mean,
that's right.
It's like you said that you don't do many of these live streams and stuff. That's what you got to do, my friend.
Live stream it out, right?
Yeah, man, you got to push it that way. Get the word out, spread the word, and do all that, So, especially, I mean, the stuff looks really, really good. So, you got a not safe for work holofoil cover. Uh-oh.
Physical copies of both MetalShade number 3, Cyber Metal NSFW cover, variants drawn by Izik and Alexa. Nice. Yeah, you got
I do like the idea of the unwrapped, the black and white one, where you get the black and white variant, or you get you can tell me, unwrapped edition, reward number 5. What comes with that? Let you explain it.
Yeah, so it comes with those variants, and one of them is the full color version, and the other is just the inks. So
on the cover or the whole book?
The whole book. Yeah.
So you'll get the full color book and the black and white book.
And the full black and white one. Yeah, and they're both lettered so you can read either of them. But yeah.
Cool. That's cool. So what made you, getting back to the process part of it, what made you go from just doing traditional pencils to digital inks? Because like most of the guys I talk to and stuff kind of do just opposite. Like, and myself too, I'll draw stuff digitally, print it out, and then ink it traditionally because I like having physical original artwork. Plus, I got in 1991, so way before any of this digital stuff. So I learned inking with, brush and pen and all that stuff. And I still like that feel.
Yeah.
So what made you go the opposite route, I guess?
Yeah. So, it's probably because I never learned with the brush and the quill, so when I ink traditionally, I use pens, like technical pens.
Sure.
So, I just don't have that same like flow, of throwing lines. So, but I can do that on Procreate with my inking. I can just throw lines in a more flowing kind of way, I guess.
Right.
So, but with penciling on digital, I don't have that for some, I don't know why, but drawing traditionally with the pencil, like I can really just kind of be loose, and it's just easier that way for me. So
now when you work, Dennis, are you still sharing your screen on purpose? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I'm breaking open the details and stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
just went into it didn't just expand it, it took it to a whole new page to do it.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Kickstarter's up
interesting.
in their game. So when you pencil the pages and stuff, well, since both of you guys are writing it, do you actually write out the typical script to work from, or how's that process work?
So I'm doing that now.
Okay.
When I first started off, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just really winging it. You know, it's funny because you talk about how you can learn anything on YouTube now. But I think back in the day, like when you got into comics, you would have access to like the bullpen and all these veterans and like, all these artists, and like you'd learn things, tricks of the trade, and like you'd have an editor telling you what to do and all this stuff. So like if you get into things now just through crowdfunding and you're just at home like trying to figure things out on your own, it's like kind of a different world.
Sure.
So like, I had this like loose idea of a story, and I had a bunch of character designs and stuff, and I would have ideas for scenes that I thought would look really cool. So I'd like draw out these scenes and then like connect them together into an issue kind of thing. And it was very clunky. But at this point though, like, having the experience of like actually making the comics and seeing what works and how I could make it better, and also spending a bunch of time working on the writing side of things. Now I sat down and I have an overarching plot laid down, and I'm writing out actual scripts and doing several drafts, and then like tweaking them endlessly. So yeah, so I have a script, and I actually like Void War was finished actually 2 years back.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, so last year I have another issue in the hole, ready to go, and I'm working on the next one right now. So I'm trying to get ahead on things. But yeah, I'm working from a script now.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Do you work straight to the board, as in, all right, time to start drawing, get out the Bristol board, start drawing, or do you work on, say copy paper, sketch it all out, light box? What's your process there?
So I sketch out a thumbnail and take a picture of it, put it in Procreate, and then kind of, adjust, move things around, get the composition nailed down there.
Sure.
And then I'll actually draw out all of my borders there in Procreate, and the page guides and everything. And then I'll just print that on Bristol board. So it looks kind of weird. Like,
oh yeah, no, I know. Hold on, I'll give you a full screen.
So I have my panels all laid out, and then I'm going in and drawing, and I have my thumbnail as a reference. So
nice. That looks really good. But that first panel looks great. I think you posted that one on X.
Yeah, here, let me. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on. No, hold it up. Let's see it. Guys, go back MetalShade. Look at that.
Look at that.
That is freaking cool, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's nice, man. How long does it take you roughly to pencil a page?
About 2 days for just the pencils.
Wow. What about the inking?
It depends. Sometimes I spend way too much time on the inks. Probably another 2 days, though.
Do you find inking? So the thing that the issue I personally have inking digitally is the fact that you can enlarge stuff and kind of get lost in it. And I'm sure you've done this too. As a test, you'll go, well, let me print this out, print size, see how it looks just on copy paper. And you go, oh shit, that head that I made the size of the iPad screen is a 1/2 inch big.
Yeah. And you lose all this detail.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yep. I've definitely done plenty of that. So that's actually one thing that helps penciling traditionally too, because then once I'm in Procreate, I have a better idea.
No, that's true. Yeah.
The size of things.
Yeah.
But I do.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'm trying to remember the book I was looking at last week. I was looking at a modern comic last week. I'm blanking on it, but I could tell it was drawn digitally because the small figures had so much detail. You couldn't make it out, but you could tell there was something there, and you're like, this guy blew it up too big.
Yeah.
You know? And it is one of those things, like I do have an iPad and I've worked in Procreate, but when I do stuff digital inking, it's more on I have the big Cintiq and I use Clip Studio.
Nice.
And you know, I tried to keep it to just like 10 to 15% above print size when I'm inking, so I don't get too crazy if I'm doing something digital, you know?
Yeah.
So
But
I had a question for you. You've got two interesting tiers, and they're both filled, but you had a producer OA and an executive OA. So how'd you come up with that? I like the idea.
Yeah. Well, it's funny with our first campaign, you know, we always have original art, and you know, we're doing all these variants and stuff, and so but we didn't know if we were going to actually have support for any of this stuff. So originally when we did the producer tiers, it was kind of like we kind of felt like, or at least I felt like, no one was going to take them, you know, because they're pricey, but they ended up selling out and everything. So we've done that ever since. So, and it is actually a really good deal, because they get, like with the executive producer, they're getting the original cover, which is they're connecting covers. So a full spread, plus they're getting another original art cover for the ash can. And then they get all the variants, they get the trade and just everything. So, and then they also get their name in the book as a producer. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yep,
That's
just thought it was a cool idea. Yeah, you got some pretty big tiers. The Leviathan, talk a little bit about the Leviathan, because you know, that's a good sized tier, and you already got 7 backers on that.
Yeah. So that one, it comes with all the variants and the trade, but then it also comes with the back issues. So, and those are all limited. They're already in print. And also the spin-off books we did Shrine, she's a character in MetalShade. And then we did Hex, who's just another character in this world. So those are in print also. So they get the limited back issues along with everything from the campaign.
Oh, nice.
That is cool.
So what do you have coming up this year? Do you already have like conventions planned that you usually go to, or do you just kind of, you know, figure it out as they come, I guess? Like what's your deal with going to cons and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to be figuring it out as we go. I mean, there are already shows that are like coming up right now that we kind of wish that we had jumped on. But yeah, it's been a little chaotic with everything lately. But the campaigns are always like, they take up a ton of time and effort. So,
oh, yeah, we know.
Yeah, you guys know. So that's been kind of a big thing lately, but there are a bunch of shows we want to get out to, so hopefully we'll see you guys around at some time.
I was going to say you should try to come to Heroes Con. That's our local one here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Been around.
Okay, you're in Charlotte.
Years.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And SC Comic Con, it's another really good one on the East Coast here, down in Greenville, South Carolina.
That one's in April.
Yep.
Well, I'll try to get into both of those. I mean, we always hear about Heroes Con. That's like apparently one of the best shows.
Yeah, Heroes Con, 3-day convention. It's all comics. You know, no actors and stuff like that. All just creators.
Nice.
Great dealers. And then and that's Shelton Drum. Rob Young, who does South Carolina Comic Con, is, you know, he kind of based his show, and his show's like 12 years old, 13 years old now, kind of based it off of the Heroes model. Nice. And that's in Greenville, South Carolina in April. Fantastic, good comic book show. So yeah, if you're seriously, if you're interested in either one of those,
Yeah.
and I'm not just saying this because it'd be cool to have you come and be able to meet you in person. Yeah, you want to get on it now, sooner than later.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
go to their, just Google search them and you'll find their websites and stuff.
Yeah. So it's SC Comic Con or
yeah, SC Comic Con.
And then Heroes.
And then Heroes Con. Yeah. Yep.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I've been wanting to do Heroes forever.
And then Garden State is in June. That is usually the week after Heroes, but this year it's 2 weeks after because Heroes is pushed back a week.
That's up in Jersey, up in Morristown.
Yep. That's in upstate Jersey. That's a great one. So
yeah, we never get over to the East. Well, except for we do shows in Florida, but
sure.
Yeah. We never get over to the East Coast, so we need to.
San Diego, you ever set up there or no? Too crazy.
No, I've never done San Diego. She's done New York, but the biggest ones I've done are like C2E2 and Emerald City.
Oh yeah. C2E2 is pretty big though.
Yeah.
That's a good one. New York. I've gone to New York a couple times. It's just, if I'm going to go to a show that crowded, I'd rather go to San Diego because the people are nice. It's not New York.
Yeah.
Hey, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do one of those super massive shows one of these days.
Yeah, I've only set up a few. I've been a guest in San Diego and I've set up a few times, but yeah, unless somebody's bringing me to San Diego, I'll just go out on my own dime and walk around and have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to pimp our campaign now before we wrap it up. So that is Lilineth, Infernal Conflict, a dark fantasy epic by Dennis and Andy here. And it is still live. You can get the box, which is the best deal. Save some money. Get all the covers. Comes in a nice collector's box. Shipped inside a nice big brown box so it doesn't get messed up. Comes with the exclusive John Malin black and white variant cover and the Circia bookmark. And then you get my cover, the homage cover, John Malin's cover, the foil edition, the black and white edition, First Man Identity Crisis, a new First Man story, and the 2-inch Lilineth figure. And you're saving $30 with that one. Or you can just break down individual covers with the main cover by myself, Christopher Leithwood's the colorist, foil, the homage cover. Here's a test for our young guest. Do you know what cover I'm homaging with this? I'm paying tribute to. We'll keep you on the show even though you don't know.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, for you.
Oh, is it Vampirella?
Yes.
It is. See? He's good.
See, now I'm going to
you're asking the chat.
See, I feel like I know you well enough to where I can bust your balls.
Man.
Dennis and I created this campaign, so I'm definitely not asking him.
See,
I
thought you were asking the chat.
No,
you said asking our young
knows.
viewers, so I definitely didn't think you were talking to me.
No. Asking you, my friend. But you got it, so that's good. And then, of course, like I said, we got the John Malin cover. He did a stupendous job on it. Fantastic. We've got 10 pages up, so you can go through, read it, give it a look over and stuff. And we've got the limited edition copy printed on newsprint, retro edition, colored totally different, flat color, give you that 1970s, 80s Bronze Age comic book feel. And I think
we got 6 left, right? 6?
I believe there's 6 left. Yeah. Still got some calendars. So if you want the Core Draft calendar, we're only into February. It's still good. Great collectible, great art. You back the calendar. We ship it out within the next few days after you back it. And we've got the catch-up tier, so you can get copies of Core Draft, The Reckoning, and The Awakening if you missed out on those. And of course, add-ons of the Lilineth minifigure, 2-inch, 5-inch, the First Man book, and the stretch goal 40 grand is the Lilineth magnet. So
Marcus says, I ordered the retro edition. Get it.
that's right. Marcus knows. And we've got t-shirts and stuff too, featuring the homage cover. So guys, go check it out. The links for this and everything else is in the description below. Longest Cosplay says, I love my core draft calendar. You guys should get one. Thank you very much. Yeah, get a calendar. Like I said, I don't know about you, but every comic book type calendar I've bought, I still own. So it's not like most calendars you get in Chuck. You keep this sucker.
You get the calendar and you write all the conventions you're going to do right in the calendar. Just saying.
Well, then, Dennis, you get 2 calendars, one to write in and one to keep mint.
Oh,
that's the way to go.
There you go.
What do we got? Just 4 backers from 100 for the Kickstarter one. That's right. On the Kickstarter edition, let me show it. I believe we still have the overlay for the Billy Tucci cover and Dan Lawless Kickstarter only. Those links are in the description as well as MetalShade. So go check them out. Check all the stuff out.
Yep.
And dude, thank you so much.
I was going to say links are down below for all our campaigns and Isaac's. It's also for those of you that are in Rumble. It's also in there. And if you're watching us on X or Twitter, it's in the description. You'll see us on there, and all the links are right down below.
There you go. Isaac, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. And hang back after we end the show and we'll chat some. Dennis, what movie are we seeing tomorrow night?
We are going to see Send Help. The same thing that I say every week when I usually go over to Andy's house for the show, and nobody sends help. It is so sad.
It is sad. That's why you're at your house today.
But I did say Iron Lung. Andy and I were just talking about this before it. Guys, let me know if you've seen Iron Lung. YouTuber made a movie, and I kind of want to support that. So I think we might try and go see that as well. Maybe I can sneak it in this weekend.
Oh, there you go. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Chauncey. We really appreciate it. Come back next week, and we'll have some more fun on the Dennis and Andy Show. Go watch the Graybeards with Aaron Lopresti, David Williams, Dan Lawless, and Gary Martin. I don't know what they're drawing. Oh, wait. I think they're doing Marvel Silver Age stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, something like that. Until then, we'll drop the review of Send Help tomorrow night or Friday morning. Bye-bye, everybody.